Hello, and welcome to another episode of Gotham by Night. Tonight we finish off a little scene that takes place the previous night, where the group had gone into a courthouse and experienced some jumping, so to speak. One of them did not get affected by the circle, the one known as Creed. Instead, Creed has been living his own nightmare, discovering upon a hidden laboratory, discovering creatures, things following him in that maze of hallways. Eventually, Creed managed to get out of the maze of rooms, and he found himself at the docks of Gotham City Harbor. However, something was not far behind him. When last we left Creed, he was running to the maze of shipping containers that was freshly loaded onto the docks in hopes to hide from whatever it was chasing him. But Creed knows what is after him, or at least what it appears to be. It's not something that is pretty. It is not something that is nice. It is something evil. So now we start the scene with Creed and his scientist companion, currently ducked behind shipping container. After the screams of the two men you heard at the gate, it is silent. And it slowly starts to give a nice little drizzle. You can hear the clink, clink, clink of rain upon the containers. Our scene now begins.
All right. So, looking around, I'm going to just try peeking out from where we're hiding to see if this thing's still around or if it's wandered off.
Go ahead and make me a wits plus composure.
Let me just get to the dice page. Two successes. Sorry, three successes.
Very good. You look around. You don't see, but you hear. You can hear something eating something else, coming from maybe about two containers down, just by where the maze kind of starts and around the corner. You can hear it. Something is feeding on something else.
Right. So, I'm going to gesture the scientist to go further into the maze, but I have a little idea that I want to try out here. So, I'm going to try to get line of sight on this thing.
Very well.
So I'm
I
going to
take it. I take it you're doing stealth,
yes.
dexterity stuff.
0 successes.
Hmm. Do you want to make that a critical?
Sure.
Critical failure for a beat. Okay. Take yourself a beat. And as you're going sneaking along the containers, you accidentally step to the side and you bang into one, and it makes a loud coing, a very loud coing across, echoing throughout the dock. And because these containers are so loose together and some of them are hollow, it rings out across the shipping yard. And you kind of bang your foot a bit, but you're a vampire, so bashing damage doesn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck it. I'll say you take 1 bashing damage, but it's like, fuck it. Vampire.
All right.
And then the eating sound stops.
All right. I'm going to swear under my breath, and once I see the guy, since I gesture the scientist off, I'm going to basically jump on top of the crate I was.
Right, and you do
Since
still
I
have
have,
vigor activated. So
yeah,
go ahead and roll me
but
roll me a strength athletics jump, and you get 1 hit because of the vigor, just to see how high you jump. Because these crates are not stacked 1 high, they're stacked 2 high, so it's going to be a decent jump. And you get 3 hits. So you're easily able to jump the height of these crates, which is pretty good because if you've ever seen big shipping crates stacked up on each other, they're pretty high. So you jump up onto it.
All right, crouching down, I'm going to look around to see if I see this thing from my vantage point.
Indeed, you do.
All right. So, time to try something interesting out. I'm going to try using Caress of the Crave on it.
Okay. Is there an opposed roll, or is it just a minus?
Yes, it's a opposed roll, opposed by its composure plus its power trait. And I am spending a willpower here. To boost my dice. And I have 9s again on this. Okay. Yeah. So
why don't you give me a little rundown of what that does?
All right. So this is one of my bloodline abilities. The kindred creates an incredible urge of a chosen drug in the target. If the Anria rolls more successes than the target gains both the addicted and deprived condition for the chosen drug, which resolves naturally when the night ends. If I provide the drug, it allows the kindred to force a door open as well as counting as hard leverage that would force a breaking point but does not require a roll.
That's interesting. I need to look at this guy here because this is a creature. And there is indeed drugs in its system, but I need to think about this for a second. Okay. What drug are you going to think about? Because that's your character's intellect.
So, question first.
Mm-hmm.
My guy mainly deals in opiate. How much does he have on him currently?
I'll say you got a couple needles worth, or a couple. I'm sorry, I'm not familiar with opium taking, but a couple, couple.
It's pills.
Yeah, you've got I'd say you got a pill bottle or 2.
All right.
Don't
Does
want it to
this
cause too
thing
much,
look like it would need a lot of opium?
When you stand and you start looking at this thing looks like it could stand about a good 6'6".
do I think I have enough to get nice and high?
I mean, it's possible.
All right. It's either that or I'm carrying around that big bottle of purple tea. But let's try with the opiums first. So I'm going to get addicted to opium.
So you're going to try and go down there and feed it opium?
Yes.
Okay. You jump
And
down.
as I do so, I'm going to activate awe.
You activate awe
Yeah.
and walk up towards this thing.
Hey,
And
buddy.
as you can see from the picture, it is not a pretty sight to look at.
Yeah.
It kind of lifts its head up, starts to kind of make this weird sniffing sound, even though it has no nose. Kind of tilts its head at you, and tilts its head at you again from side to side. Then starts to sniff at you again.
Hey, buddy. I'm going to take out the 2 pill bottles and sort of rattle them. You hungry? And I'm going to pop them both open and set them down.
Looks at them. Its mouth opens up like you see in the picture and just devours the entire pill bottle.
That's it. And as it's going for the bottles, I'm going to try to spam blood and try to use Confidant on it.
Okay. Once again, is this contested or is this a minus?
This is contested.
Okay.
And again. Nine successes.
These are some big dice pulls. Well done.
This is what I was built to do.
Confidant works. Go ahead and give me a description of what it
Right.
does.
It hits. Gives it the charm condition, and since I got exceptional success, it's for 2 nights instead of just 2 hours.
Okay.
So why this?
The thing eats, and it then kind of after it has the drugs, it just kind of looks at you and just tilts its head back and forth.
Hey, can you understand me? Can you
Just
understand?
It just looks blankly at you. It's got no eyes, so it's kind of hard to tell if it's looking at you, but you get the idea.
Yep. Go raise your hand if you can understand me.
Do you mimic the gesture, or do you just stand there still?
I just stand there.
Just looks at you.
I raise my hand.
Kind of looks at you, looks at your hand, looks back at you, and raises its hand.
Well, I wouldn't give to be a psychic. Well, I'm already in this deep. Might as well keep trying. And I'm going to spend 2 more blood. So that's my 5th blood. So I'm starting to get hungry.
You're getting hungry. Make me a willpower save, please.
And I still have over half my.
Yes. I'm just saying that I just like I said, I like to make people roll a lot of stuff.
2 successes.
But you're
3
fine.
successes. Yep. But but I just spent 2 blood, so that was to try to amp this condition from charm to enthralled.
Okay. Do you
So
roll again, or should I make
yeah,
it?
I'm rolling again, but needs to try resisting. That's 3 successes. So for the next 2 nights, it's enthralled by me.
Okay. It said.
And then I'm going to go, right, hopefully this works. I'm going to sort of gesture for it to wait here.
Okay. Hold on a sec. I got to make a check here. Okay. So you kind of just point to the ground and like, what do you do? Like, go ahead and give me a description of how you're doing it.
I'm going to point to the ground, and I'm going to hold up my hand flat, or I'm going to point next to me and then gesture it as if to come to that place.
Okay. Starts to walk forward a little bit.
And then once it gets to where I pointed, I'm going to hold my hand up like flat palm and go stay, stay as I slowly back off.
Okay. As you slowly back off, it slowly walks towards you more.
Great. I'm going to sigh and go, well, at least I have a pet seem to have a pet demigorgon now. And then I'm going to look at the back towards where the scientist was. Then back towards the building. And I'm going to sigh and go, he'll be all right for now. I'll find him later. And then I'm going to.
Thing tilts its head at you.
There's a scientist that I need to fetch, but I can get him later. For now, why don't we go back inside? And I'm going to head back towards the.
It grabs you. Giant claw, just like this hand is almost the size of half of your upper torso.
Yeah.
He like, it doesn't like hurt you. It's not an
Yeah.
attack. It just blocks you from leaving.
Can I try rolling Inwoken to figure out what's going on here?
Yeah, do me what's a good social one for it? Not presence, not manipulation. What's the other one?
Composure.
Composure. Roll me composure, animal. Yeah.
Composure Inwoken.
Mm-hmm.
One success.
That's
2
low.
successes.
You're noticing fear coming from it as you walk towards that lab. Like,
Is it dangerous?
Yeah, like typically when you watch a creature that is, this utterly horrifying, it's difficult to tell, but it seems to not want to go there.
All right. Is it dangerous, buddy? You don't want to go? All right. In that case, let's go find the scientist instead. He still has some answers to give me. And I am going to try to get this thing to come with me, and I'm going to try to work out basic hand gestures gestures
Okay.
or vocal commands.
How long do you want to spend trying to do that first, or do you want to
I'll spend like 5 minutes.
Okay, that's gonna be pretty difficult. Go ahead and roll me. Roll me an
Manipulation.
actually roll me an intelligence plus animal can, not animal can.
You're not hitting the 2 successes.
Okay, that's not bad. You're starting to get some gestures down for it. This thing
Alright.
is a fast learner, but it's still a creature of low intelligence. So.
Yep.
So it
And
does, and it's also
I'm
enthralled.
go.
It's keep in mind it's also enthralled, and it's charmed. It's got all these conditions you've just put on it, and it's got opiate
Yeah.
in its system. So it's not really
Yeah.
going to listen to you very well for throughout the next night here. So
Yeah. But don't worry, this is just the beginning. I'm
yeah.
determined to have a pet Demogorgon.
Now, granted, there are things about this creature that you obviously don't know at the moment.
Yeah.
There are also going to be limitations. It's going to take some time if you really want this thing to be an ally, and there are
Yeah.
also some drawbacks with it being an ally. But there's a
Like
few
it's a
things.
giant breach of the masquerade.
Yes, there are a few things about this creature also that you don't know. So, um, with the conditions you've put on it right now, it's not so much as a pet as it is this thing that's just like imagine a dog with a squeaky toy, and it's like I really like the squeaky toy and just doesn't want to give it up.
Yeah.
That's more of what this kind of feels like, rather less than a dog wagging its tail at you, like, oh, you gonna give me a treat, you gonna give me a treat. It's more of the, oh, I've got this squeaky toy, oh, this is awesome,
Yeah.
oh, because you've got it enthralled, you have it
Yeah.
under your spell, meaning that it's kind of obsessed with you, but not in the way of a pet looking up to a master, in more of a almost like a dog guarding a hamburger for later that it's not eating, if you know what I mean.
Even though this is enthralled normally makes them fanatically loyal, it's just this creature's
Oh
mindset.
no, no, no! It will not hurt you at all.
All right.
I'm just saying it's not, for whatever reason, it's not pet-like right now. It's
Okay.
very much more of a creature that has something it really, really likes and doesn't want to let it, like, it's not like being, forcefully like, I'm gonna hug
Yeah.
you, but it's very obsessive. It's dedicated to you, and it is loyal to you, and it is
Yeah.
listening to some of your commands, but it's looking at you. Well, it's difficult to tell because there's no eyes, but it feels a lot more like a hunger than a dedication is the real
All right.
message I'm trying to get across. It
Yeah.
feels like a hunger and
I
less of a
can relate.
dedication.
I'm a vampire. I can relate to that completely.
Mhm. Yeah, that's basically how it feels to you.
All right. I'm going back into the maze, and I'm going to try to lead this thing with me.
Okay, it will follow.
I'm keeping an ear out for my scientist friend, quote unquote friend's heartbeat.
You do find it. He's around a corner.
So don't freak out. I think I've got this thing under control.
What? Huh? How? Impossible. We couldn't control those things for weeks.
So you know what it is?
I don't know what it is. I know that we did some tests on it.
Yeah, I'm sure that's what part of why it was so riled up. It's got a lot of drugs in its system.
Hey, look, man. Why are the shadows doing that weird thing?
I look around.
You see shadows. Well, take a closer look, and then, yeah, some of the shadows are kind of bent just a little bit wrong. Like, you know how most physics work. When you have a
Yeah.
shadow, it's usually due to a light behind it or a light above it. There's varying ways that shadows work through physics. Some of
Yep.
these shadows are kind of turned and twisted in wrong ways.
Um, can I try rolling knowledge occult?
You can. Are you focusing on the shadows?
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll me intelligence or wits plus occult.
Same dice pool.
Yep. And then roll me a wits plus composure.
Ooh,
Okay, you
two
got one on the
successes.
Yeah, you got one on the shadows.
Two on the shadows.
Oh, two on the
It
shadows.
was
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, and you got one hit there. All right. So two things happen. First of all, let's do your knowledge. This, although obtenebration is not, I don't think, called what it is in Old Wad, in New Wad as it
Yep.
is in Old Wad, there is such a thing as obtenebration in New Wad. And ironically,
Yeah.
there are several super snats that have it. One of the super nats that have it is, in fact, a bloodline or trait of certain vampires. The manipulation of shadows. This, from what you can determine, this does look kind of like that. Um, there are some bending and twisting of shadows that shouldn't be that. And if you had to take a guess, you would say this looks kind of like obtenebration. Um, as for your perception check, you hear behind you a hey.
I look around behind me.
Scientist is gone.
God fucking damn it.
You do see his glasses on the ground.
I'm going to pick up those glasses and pocket them as I continue to look around and go,
The Demogorgon is now seems to be turning its head and looking around and letting out a low
yeah.
growling sound. Shadows continue to crawl. You can see them move now.
You might as well fucking show yourself. I know you're there.
Long pause. Even
What?
longer pause. There's no response for about a good 10 minutes.
Really? You're just going to hide in your shadows and not do anything? Does that mean I'm allowed to leave? I was going to take care of the scientist. Can I have him back, please?
Make a manipulation, whatever social role you feel would be right for this.
Four successes.
It's a long moment where you're not sure if there's even anything here at all. And then you hear a clink on the ground not too far from you.
I look over.
You see a small vial.
I walk over and pick it up.
Seems to have some kind of liquid in it.
Is it a drug?
If you had to guess, yeah, something.
Not a guess. Um, Fragrance of Helena. Um,
Gotcha. Okay, so this is the fear toxin.
The uncut stuff, like the pure
Liquid,
fruit.
liquid form, yeah, from the flowers, the nectar of the flowers.
I give out a low whistle and go, okay, keep the scientist, I guess. This is what I came for.
There is a price. Roll me a willpower save. And I gotta make my roll here.
Whatever this
Yep.
is succeeds.
Yep. This one is actually not going to succeed because 9s explode. So for it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Oh no, was me. You succeed.
Oh yeah. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. You now gain the condition unconscious.
Wee.
And you're not entirely sure how long you were out. But you do awake.
Yeah.
And the creature is still near you. It hasn't moved. It's looking around kind of a little bit oddly, but it hasn't moved from where it was, and you do eventually awake.
I'm going to pat myself down.
Yep, you pat yourself
Look
down.
around.
You have there's nothing that has been stolen from you. The shadows have moved back to their original locations, and you're not entirely sure what just happened. You think there was some sort of power used on you, but you're not sure. Check yourself for items. All of your items are there. Your health is what it is.
I'm really worried about whatever this price is. I'm going to look at these things, the Demogorgon, and go, don't you hate it, man, when you get stuck paying a price and the retailers don't actually tell you what you owe?
That startles you.
Yeah. I'm like looking around. What? Huh? Who said that? Sorry, I can't even hear what you're saying.
It says, the thing says yes.
Can you understand me now? Can I understand you?
It seems to be coming from inside your head.
You're going to have to speak up if it's saying
Oh,
something.
sorry. Give me your
Um,
and I will be yours.
Sure, man. If that's all you need, how much do you need?
It is going to need 3.
3?
Yeah,
Yeah, I'll have to go hunting after this, but
that's fine.
that's fine
So,
with me.
out of character, I'm doing something a little fun here. I'm about to make the game a lot more harder. However, I'm going to go around and give each player a unique thing. I was going to give you something else, but because you are pursuing this creature thing, I like it, and I think it makes for a good story. So I'm going to go with this thing.
Out of
So
curiosity, since you're not giving me the other thing, what was it?
it was I kind of want to leave you in suspense,
Alright.
but it was something to do with psychic.
Oh, psychics are fun. But I'll go with this. Maybe I'll get both.
All right. So it opens its mouth, and this long, barbed tongue comes out.
All right.
It sticks in, and it'll take 3 blood from you, but it will also do 2 bashing damage to you.
All right.
And it takes 3 blood points. Slithers in.
Can you repeat that out of character?
Sorry, I'm trying.
Cold?
It says,
Name? Right, we should give you a name. How about you look like a Bob?
it just kind of pauses, tilts its head at you, and then it does something very weird. It looks at the ground and it kind of sticks its claw down into the ground, and this weird, almost flesh-like substance starts to grow. You don't even need to roll this. This actually looks a little bit like flesh crafting, but it's literally flesh crafting the earth. And it goes into the hole, and the hole seals back up as if nothing was there. And then in your mind's eye, you just hear, "Oh, when we did, but there is price."
What's the price?
Okay, so go ahead and write on your sheet or anywhere you can. Right, you can write special power bonded Demogorgon. You can give 1 dot
All right.
because this is something you can level up.
Sweet.
Right.
All right.
So with level 1,
Yep.
you can have this thing. It has bare basic psychic communication with you. It will fight for you, but in order to summon it from a location, for it to be right there with you, that's going to cost you 5 blood. However, as you can tell, this thing is kind of badass. It can also do things. However, right now it's only at level 1, so imagine it like literally a puppy dog that you're trying to train. And even though
Yeah.
you have psychic communication, it's only going to have so much stuff. Like right now, if you summon it into combat, you will have absolutely no control over it. I would be doing everything for you. When you get to 2 dots,
So,
hold on, just let me finish. When
Yep.
you get to 2 dots, you can start doing basic stuff like hold, attack that guy, stop, defend, stuff like that. When you get to 3 dots, then you can actually start telling it to do stuff like, da 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 da. When you get to 4 dots, you can do full on psychic communication with it with full on commands. And when you get to 5 dots, this thing can start, you can actually start having this thing use its powers.
all right. How much per dot?
It will be the same cost as a vampiric discipline.
A clan or out of clan?
This will be out of clan.
All right. Next question. Does the cost remain 5 throughout?
Oh, yes. When you
All right.
get, for each dot you level up, it will cost, actually, I'm sorry. Okay. When you get to 4 dots, that reduces the cost by half to 3 blood points.
All right.
When you get to 5 dots, it's only 2 blood points.
Okay. I guess I know where all my I might talk to you about reassigning that XP I spent.
It is okay. XP expenditures are not final until
Yeah.
the 31st.
All right, cool. Because let me just see how much health.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. The 5th dot does not reduce it to 2. It's still 3 blood points to do
Still 3. And final question. I'm assuming this ignores um, how much vitality you can normally expend limitations.
Yes, because this thing will be forcibly
Yeah.
pulled from you. So
All right.
actually, I'm going to add a cost onto it if you don't mind.
Okay.
To summon this thing, it's 3 blood points and a willpower, but you will not be disappointed.
All right. Wait, you mean it's 5 and a willpower?
If you keep it at level 1. If
Yep.
you start buffing it up, it'll be 3 blood points and a willpower.
Okay.
Granted, once you get to 4 and 5 dots, it's going to be really fun.
Yeah.
Because at 4 or 5 dots, it will actually be able to aid you with its powers, and you can actually tap in and start not using its powers directly, but you'll be able to.
All right. Cool. Now I just have to figure out how to still get that psychic ability. Because
Either way,
psychics are fun.
either way, it disappears,
Right.
and you are left alone in the shipping yard. You still have no idea what that shadow did to you.
Yeah. I'm going to have to look into that. Probably go talk to someone with decent. Go talk to Bianca because she has decent specs. But
Indeed.
first things first, I'm starving.
Roll
I'm going to.
me, make me 2 rolls.
Okay.
Make me an intelligence composure, and then make me a dexterity stealth. And then make me a social roll if you're going to go out and use social stuff. So you're going to do 3 rolls here.
All right. That's intelligence plus composure.
Yep.
3.
Ooh,
So
very good.
8, 6.
Right. So you know the perfect area to go. Go ahead and roll me dex stealth. Once again, you're very sneaky. You get out of you manage to get out of the
Yep.
shipping yard without being seen.
Yep.
And then roll me whatever social roll you're going to use to feed. And you literally know the perfect spot, and that's 3
Yep.
10s. So I'll tell you what, I'll give you an extra dice.
Sweet. All right. That will be. Let me just double check something before I do anything.
Ooh.
Oh, I forgot the extra die.
Go ahead and roll 1d10. Wow, that's a really good hit.
Just wrong thing. Well,
Okay. Either way,
that's so
that's an exceptional success. So I'm going to
yeah.
say for the next 2 weeks, this area will be perfect for you for hunting. I will say tonight you gain up back to full blood points throughout several feedings.
All
And
right.
I will say through the next 2 weeks, if you require blood, like if you need to go hunting, you will not need a hunting roll to go do so. You will simply be able to go to the area and automatically feed. This will last for 2
Nice.
weeks.
Nice.
You are now well fed.
Yep.
Fresh blood courses through your veins. You're in kind of a near the harbor area, but not quite. You're kind of near more of an area that's just now kind of starting to slowly creep into the cybernetics, like the new Gotham City, and
Yep.
it's got some new bars at it, and a couple of the bars are like these kind of like social clubs. So that's where you go.
Yeah. Um. Speaking of which, there are two people I need to call. The first is I'm going to text Bianca and ask her if we can meet anytime soon. Then I am going to um, call my new friend. Let me see. Max James, and basically say, get up. You told me about that fight club. I think it's time we paid a visit to your friend down there.
Are you doing that tonight?
I might as well.
Okay. As for Bianca, I do not have the portrait or whatever,
All right.
and we haven't talked
Yeah.
about that character yet. I
Yeah.
actually completely forget who that is.
I'll talk to you about her
Right.
later then.
Right. I need to get that going. So right now, there's not going to be any reply from her.
Yeah.
But the guy, who Mr. Max James, yeah, we got some going tonight. Why don't you come on down?
Great. And I'm going to ask him for the instructions.
Mm.
Keep in mind, this guy is enthralled on exceptional success.
Oh yeah. Also, keep in mind that new power you have.
Yeah.
Completely breaks Masquerade.
Oh
Just
yeah.
letting you know.
No, I'm well aware of that.
Right. I just had to pause out of character here for a sec. I just had a very horrible vision of you trying to bring that thing up in the Fight Club, and I'm like, no.
No.
All right. Back to story. You proceed on down. Rain not bothering you anymore. Why would it? You just fed.
Yep.
You get down to the club that he showed you, and he's waiting out front. And you see kind of a solid brick building with some cybernetics kind of wrapping around it, and a very, 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 very solid-looking metal door with a fancy keypad on the second. Says, "Hey, here's the place. Good to see you again, man."
You too. I'm going to shake his hand and go, hey, so I've been thinking about what you owe me for saving your life and all that.
Go on.
And I think it would be groovy for a little bit if you worked it off. Work for me for a bit on your off time. You cool
Sure.
with
What do you
that?
want me to do? Sure.
Different things, different favors. I could use some help. I'm in a bit. I peddle a bit of drugs here and there. Could always use an extra man on that force.
Got it. I mean, I'll do that for you. I just want to don't do anything that's going to get me, slammed, man.
Yeah, we'll be careful. No problem. No problem.
Yeah. So, if I can remain kind of third party, anonymous, unaware, if you get my drift.
Yeah, yeah. So, I heard you had a fencer down here, right?
Yeah, that's right.
I'd like to see him for a bit, talk to him, chat him up. I've been looking in the market for some cyber tech, and I want to see what he has available.
Okay. Kind of looks at you and he says, I think I can arrange something. He's not here tonight, but at least
Right.
watch some fights tonight.
Yeah.
Get him to talk to later.
So I'm going to go in to watch some fights. I'm also what I'm looking for is different, like not like implants or anything, since vampires can't even use those.
Mm-hmm.
But figure he has about roughly 10,000 cash altogether. So he's going to start looking at buying some sort of weaponry, and armor, more advanced.
That will be something for the future. And yes,
Yeah.
you do have resources to buy it. But for now, I'm going to go ahead and end the session with
Yeah.
you walking into a very large crowd of shouts.
Yeah.
Thank you, players, for playing. Thank you, watchers, for watching. This has been another session in Gotham by Night.